Now, I originally wasn't going to comment on this or talk about it, but seems like everybody else is, so fuck it. Let's bring up the conversation about SCOTUS.
Hey y'all, I'm Corey, and this is SemiCorey. Welcome to the Trucker Talk segment where we trade road stories and tips. If big rigs and good conversation are your thing, you're in the right spot. Tap that link down below and ride along with me.
Alright, for those of you who've been following it, we finally got a decision. For those of you who have not been following the Montgomery case, it is Montgomery versus a carrier, I forgot the name of it, and a broker, C.H. Robinson. Basically, the plaintiff was claiming that the broker was liable for damages and injuries because they hired an unsafe carrier to run that freight. It finally made it up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously. How often does that happen? But they ruled 9-0 that brokers can be held liable. So everybody's talking about it. Freight waves. What else? Yeah. All right. So freight waves, make it make sense. Mother Trucker, Ike on Bonehead Truckers. I mean, they're all talking about it. They're all giving their own opinions, their own views, their own little celebrations. But really, to me, it raises the question: what are you celebrating? I mean, seriously, when you think about it, I mean, yes, this is a big win for legitimate carriers, and I fully agree with that. But it's also a big lose for legitimate carriers, because now the whole argument was practicing due diligence and selecting a safe carrier. So the question now becomes, what is the framework for that? What are going to be the parameters for vetting safe carriers during the picking process? I mean, are they going to go by our safer scores? I mean, come on, y'all veteran truck drivers, y'all veteran owner operators, you know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the safer. I mean, when's the last time you got pulled in for a level 1? 93% of small carriers in this country do not have a safer rating. 93%. So how is that going to work? I mean, are we going to be excluded from the spot market because the brokers just don't know we're safe? You know, and that raises another argument. You know, I mean, they're saying the broker is liable because they hired an unsafe carrier to haul that freight. Well, can it easily be argued that the CVSA is liable because they didn't practice due diligence and doing safety inspections? Or the FMCSA is liable because they did not shut that carrier down prior to the accident happening? But we're not going to see those accusations come up because the FMCSA and the CVSA enjoy this thing under the 11th Amendment. It's called qualified immunity. So nobody's going to bring any lawsuits against those two government entities. But it does not change the argument. Could the FMCSA have done something better? Could they have prevented an unsafe carrier from being on the road? Could the CVSA had shut them down and put them out of service? Those are questions that I have not yet heard asked. But getting back on the topic, when 93% of carriers have no safety rating, how are these brokers going to vet?